3, Ryan Phraner versus Chris Allen.
Something that Ryan has that a lot of the blue control decks we've been seeing all weekend don't have is 4 copies of Wasteland, which will help him against Inkmoth Nexus.
Right. I know from if you playing Modern recently in this matchup, frequently the Grixis player can take a if it moves it dies strategy. Just they have like as many kill spells as Infect actually even has threats. So are we going to see a similar thing here play out in Legacy?
I would say so. In Ryan's list, he has 4 Lightning Bolts and a Dismember. Plus, with the quality of the cantrips in Legacy, 4 Ponder, 4 Brainstorms, has a lot higher access to these spells.
2 Forked Bolt as well. 2 Diabolic Edict. Actually, a card not for this matchup, but I'm not sure I wouldn't bring it in.
Yeah. It forces an actual blue counter spell from Allen.
There are no Dryad Arbors in Allen's list, so you're not going to get blown out by a fetch land. Can see that working just fine.
In the Grixis Delver deck, it also has a decent amount of 0-mana action, Force of Will, Daze. Gitaxian Probe, less of a spell in the sense when you talk about 0-mana action, but still an effect that he can do for no mana.
Chris Allen is on the play here. Phraner will be going to 6. So, in fact, taking game 1, but in the post-sideboard games, it has been Grixis Delver. That part not surprising. One of the draws really to playing the 3-color fair decks. I'd say in most formats, not just Legacy, as you generally improve after sideboarding. In the dark, your matchups all get better after sideboard.
Right. There's some small number of things that are just going to be off your radar. Say against a deck like Colorless Eldrazi, you probably don't have anything, but you're probably just like losing game 1 and then continuing to lose in game 2.
If he plays against like Blue-Green Eldrazi post, his sideboard might just not do anything.
Anywhere where you have a fighting chance, though, you generally are getting better than your opponent.
Right. And really, most of the time you can have a fighting chance as long as you made the right prediction. You said like, okay, Eldrazi might be bad, but I bet if you went into a tournament wanting to compete against Eldrazi, there are sideboard cards that exist for you.
Not really, no.
Okay,
no. Colorless Creatures, like Eldrazi is a deck that just has matchups that stay the same post-sideboard generally. Miracles does have access to some sideboard cards for them.
Just use the worst example.
Yeah. Pretty much just get bashed.
All right, Chris is on the play. Game 3. Looks like we'll start on fetch land either for, Noble Hierarch or Glistener. In fact, a lot of similarities between this and the Modern deck list. Though in Modern, the deck recently lost the access to Gitaxian Probe. Chris has no such problem here.
And plenty of cards that were too good to ever see legality in Modern.
Daze.
Invigorate.
Noble Hierarch is a term on play for Chris Allen.
Brainstorm.
Yeah. Even Ponder, sure.
That card was once legal in Modern.
I played that event. Boy, that was... there were a lot of combo decks in the room. Oh, man. Ponder from Phraner.
Phraner did take a mulligan, but there are enough elements of the Infect deck that feel a little bit like when they have them in their hand until you're actually able to kill your opponent, you have mulliganed. They're full up on a bunch of Invigorate, so it is true that can counterspell a Lightning Bolt.
Ryan Phraner picked up a Daze there. That'll help fight against Chris Allen's Dazes. Lightning Bolt in Phraner's hand, so we're going to take a look at what exactly Phraner's on. It's Gitaxian Probe. We see Dark Confidant. That's out of the sideboard, and I do really like it in this matchup. Ponder, Daze, Brainstorm, Lightning Bolt, and a second land. So a lot to like about this, really. He's got some cheap interaction in Lightning Bolt and Daze. He's got 2 cantrips, including a Brainstorm and a fetch land. And then he kind of has his finisher, Dark Confidant. This hand should play pretty well here.
Yeah, he's got a decent amount of interaction here. It's going to take him a minute before he's comfortable casting the Dark Confidant. He wants to shape his hand, make it better and better. He's going to want to find access to more removable spells. A Force of Will be really nice for him. This deck Looks like there's no Fatal Push in the 75. Honestly, I'd rather have that card in my hand than Dark Confidant.
Pithing Needle the draw for Phraner. Chris's play last turn was Inkmoth Nexus and a second Noble Hierarch. So with all, what I do like about Chris's setup here is with all this mana, he's fairly insulated against Daze. Ryan's hand has Lightning Bolt. He's going to go for Pithing Needle here. If it works, I assume it's going to be on Inkmoth Nexus.
Yeah. Can't shut off the mana abilities of Noble Hierarch, so that would be a bad name.
Chris will Brainstorm in response. Only interaction Ryan has here is a Daze. Unlikely to see that.
The plan for that Daze at this point in the game is brainstorming and shuffling it away or pitching it to a Force of Will.
Brainstorm from Chris draws Pendelhaven, Daze, and Blighted Agent. He already has one Daze. Unlikely he wants a second. The Pendelhaven is fine. Blighted Agent actually is a reasonable pickup as well, but Lightning Bolt's in play. You know, the idea that all his creatures will get kill spelled out of the game, Chris has to be concerned about that right now. Pithing Needle is not just killing this, I think Inkmoth Nexus is taking care of the other 3 in his deck.
Right.
And Needle resolves. It'll name Inkmoth Nexus. It's like, so 4 down, 8 to go.
Invigorated is really good at fighting against Lightning Bolt, though.
Right. Ryan's going to go ahead and use Volcanic sacrifice his fetch to get Volcanic Island. This stops Phraner from dying this turn, unless Chris Allen has Artifact Destruction, but next turn might be a difficult one. And here will be a Ponder for Ryan Phraner. 2 more Dazes. I don't think he'll shuffle that away.
No, thank you. They can't really even build your own Force of Will. There's just too much mana on the other side.
And like if you bounce all your lands, then Chris will pay. Nope, we're out. So blind draw off the Ponder yields Delver of Secrets.
Delver's, it's pretty good actually as a card in this matchup, though Inkmoth Nexus is already shut off.
Well, one of the issues here is that for pump spells, Chris can use all his Invigorates and such defensively on this Blighted Agent, because if he has Pendelhaven plus 2 Noble Hierarchs, he's swinging for 4 poison a turn. He just doesn't need much help.
Yeah, that thing is just very naturally going to be gigantic.
Here's Blighted Agent from Chris Allen. That Daze rotting in Ryan's hand. Not likely to get better. A second Lightning Bolt for Phraner, but only 1 red mana. So there's a neat trick he can do here. If he main phase Lightning Bolts the Blighted Agent, Chris protects with an Invigorate. Ryan can Daze the Invigorate and then pick up his Volcanic Island and replay it so that he can cast both Lightning Bolts.
Yeah.
If he wants double red, it's his only way to do it.
If Chris Pendelhaven's in response, though.
Well, that doesn't save it. It's a 1/1, and Lightning Bolt would still take care of it.
Well, no, Invigorate. Pendelhaven, then Invigorate.
You're not going to kill it, but at least you'll have red mana open on Chris's turn.
Sure.
And you still got a card, right? The Bolt's going to trade with the Invigorate anyway.
Yeah.
So I think if Ryan's going to trade a Lightning Bolt with Invigorate, he wants to do it on his turn, not on Chris's. Brainstorm here nets more excellent red cards. Here's a Pyroblast. That one actually might just work.
Right.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, Destroy effect is a lot better than damage-based removal here. Even setting, I kind of like that line, baiting with the Lightning Bolt, dazing to now Red Elemental Blast.
Sure.
Or Pyroblast, rather.
Yeah, so you make that play, you trade with the Invigorate, pick up the Volcanic, play it, and then when Chris tries to kill you next turn, you Pyroblast it. So yeah, whatever. I had you all along. He's just going to do the straightforward one. He's just going to Pyroblast it. And there's a Daze in Chris's hand, and I think Ryan, he's taking a lot of poison. He's not dead, but it's close.
You said not dead pretty confidently. I don't know
I
if
don't
that's
even know
true.
if that's true. Daze here. Ryan should daze the Daze just to pick up his Volcanic. He's not going to make that play, though. And now Blighted Agent up to 2 power. Exalts to 4. Let's make it 8. And let's make it the top 8. Congratulations to Chris Allen. With Infect, he will win the match, and that will bring him into the elimination rounds.